Well, here's my thought about this, and here's what I think would be a solution to the problems with poverty and everything that we have in our society, and maybe globally.
And I think your solution can work, because if the bank can go 10-1 on money, why can't we do what you're about to talk about?
I think what I want to do makes more sense.
Well, let's hear it.
So currently we look at individuals at people as liabilities. Yet everything that we make, like we talk about, we're doing all this stuff and we don't really know why. We just keep creating all this shit, all this technology and all these products and things.
Yeah.
We're creating them for people, right?
Yep.
Well, we create them because we know people will buy them, so we can make more shit and more advanced stuff. It's a cycle, right?
Yep.
It keeps growing. But we look at people as liabilities. And that makes no sense to me. It seems like people should be the most valuable part of our society, because our society is people. You know, what makes up our whole society, just take the U.S. for example. The U.S. is not just land. The main part of the U.S., what makes up the U.S. are the people that live here.
Right.
So people should be looked at as assets and not liabilities. And then you say, okay, well, we need to consider that a part of the value of our currency should be based on the value of a human life, of a citizen's life. You know, what does it cost to meet that person's basic human needs throughout a lifetime, and we add that element into the equation of the value of the currency, and suddenly we have unlimited amounts of money. And it's not socialism, because socialism is the same problem we have today. We have a certain amount of money. It grows as companies grow, but it's not growing as much as the population grows. It's never going to be big enough to meet the needs of all the people.
Right.
We're just pushing around this pile of money and trying to take it from each other. And if you have socialism, it doesn't work, because then it starts taking away from people's own resources, and it takes away motivation, and it also takes away the incentive to produce more and to innovate, and it becomes a stagnant, backward system where nobody wins, everybody just starts losing, and poverty grows. But in my scenario, you don't have socialism. You still have a capitalist-based society where you still have people that have incentive to grow, but you have a high floor because everybody's life is valuable. You still have to work to make money.
Yeah.
So, but here's the difference. If your money's that valuable, and say you work an $8 an hour job, well, maybe that job can be subsidized. So if you say that people make under a certain amount of money a year, like you make under $60,000 a year, you get subsidies just for being a part of society.
Right.
Plus you get your health care.
Because you're still a consumer.
Yeah, yeah. But you get health care.
Well, I think what you're talking about, too, is kind of valuing an individual as a business, because you
exactly.
value
every person is a corporation.
Yeah, because if you think about the stock market is not based on historical. If we're going to be honest, the stock market is not based on historical returns for those companies. The stock market is based on future projected profits of those companies.
Right.
So if you treated individuals like that, like the business, like a stock, like a corporation, and based on everybody has a future production value.
Yes.
And they probably also have a future consumption value.
Yes.
You know, maybe we could come up with some type of formula.
It's all going to go back into the society.
Yeah. So I like that.
It's because it's not real.
I'm sure you gotta like fully vet it, fully come out, and it'll never come through probably.
But think about it this way. I think it will eventually.
Yeah.
I think once we start to merge with technology, we become more intelligent, we'll start realizing this makes more sense.
Right.
But think about it this way. You know, 50 years ago, we didn't have the resources or the technology to meet the demand of that type of society.
Yeah.
Like if everyone had that level of resources.
No, 50 years ago, if you were smart, what you were doing was you were a farmer, and you would have more children so that they could work the farm. It was free labor.
Yeah.
That was their version of that.
Yeah.
Right. But that's another mouth to feed.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I like it.
But I think this way, everyone has their basic needs met.
Yeah.
Or at least they have. It's easy to attain your basic needs. You still have to work to do it, but it's easily attained. And you know, if we do have a certain segment of society that's not working, which would be a tiny percentage at this point,
Yeah.
because there would be good opportunity even for the lower workers. Our society could easily subsidize that group of people too. But say if you're making $8 an hour, you're subsidized, so really you're making $15 or $20 an hour. And it's not a burden on society because our money would be so valuable.
Right.
And then if you want to do more, say if you are really ambitious, you're one of those people like us where we just have this endless drive to do more and produce and create, then you're equally rewarded for that. I mean, you're more than equally rewarded for it because you still have the same incentive.
Yep.
Nobody's taking away from you to give to someone that doesn't want to do or put in the work.
Yeah.
But you have a society where everybody has enough money to meet their basic needs. Like they can afford to buy a house. Maybe it's a modest house.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a townhome, but they can still afford to buy it. And if 50 years ago, we wouldn't have had the resources to build it, to meet the needs. People would have so much money, there wouldn't be the technology to create, to meet the demand for all the needs. But now that that exists, you would just have a thriving economy that would just keep a roaring economy.
I really love the idea of this. My problem is my faith in humanity to do the right thing and treat each other well. I don't know if people would do that.
Well, see,
I could see it happen in pockets. It'd be a slow thing.
Well, you go back to that book I always recommend, that Steven Pinker book, Enlightenment Now, and if you look at the data shows that the more advanced a society gets, the better they get towards each other. The more empathy they have,
So we're working
the less
to
crime.
So we made it where you are, but does that take 20 years or does that take 200 years?
Well, growth is exponential. Technology is exponential. So it seems like it would take hundreds of years.
Right.
But we may experience hundreds of years of technological growth in the next 10 years.
True.
Because it's exponential. We can't even comprehend.
You know, one thing I'm curious is this human will. Like, so I know somebody right now that I've known for a long time, and they're choosing. They had good job, good money, good things, and they've pretty much said that they really enjoy. I feel like they just enjoy getting high, getting this euphoria. Now, a fat person gets high by eating, right? Overeating and binging. So there's different versions of that, right?
Right.
But they're consciously choosing not to be productive. They're not moving. Now they're shifting gears. They're not, and they're going down this path where their life is going to flip, right?
Yeah.
And I'm already starting to see some things, and I'm just wondering. I think we need a floor for that person, so that their children eat still, and so they have a roof over their head.
But does that person work?
They do. Well, they may not be much longer.
But here's the thing, though. Somebody like that,
They're self-destruct. I guess what I'm saying is somebody has free will to self-destruct. We can't stop that, and I don't think we should.
No, we should.
That's their choice. If they want to sit and get high all day, and they're consciously choosing to do that, let's give them an opportunity not to do that, to have help if they want it. And if they don't, have at it.
I do think it's problematic to allow a capable body to do nothing.
I agree. But how do you stop them?
But if that person could work at a gas station or just work a part-time job.
He makes $70,000 a year.
Yeah, so but if they don't need to do that, maybe they just want to work maybe they want to work 30 hours a week.
I've got a total solution where all humans can be working 24/7 and not even really try.
Let me hear it.
It's just you got to have the right technology. Everything we use in life can generate power. When we touch something, it causes friction, heat, energy, anything like that. You could have a basic concept, exercise bicycle in your house that you're on, but you're getting money for the power company and all that. It is going and being used by everybody. Not everybody's going to do that. A lot of people's little bikes are going to just sit and rot in the corner of their houses, and stuff. But making other things where it almost becomes, it kind of eliminates the need for money, which is bad because humans like to be over each other.
You know what would be kind of cool? Your idea? Yeah. I like that idea. So check this out. What if there were facilities like gyms? I think like 50,000 square foot facility with bikes in it, right? Uh-huh. And the homeless or the whatever, you don't have to apply. Like, literally come in, put your pin in. You want to make lunch? You want to have money for lunch or whatever? Get on the bike for 12 minutes or something, some activity.
Anything.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
The only problem with that is probably solar. I think in the next couple decades
that'd already be
we
here.
will eventually harness solar energy so well.
I was just thinking something.
Yeah.
I'd love this.
Solar and nuclear energy will be powering everything.
Right.
There won't even be a grid anymore.
This is just really a hypothetical, but I wonder what you had. Like, is there an activity where you could just allow people, and then the liability would be the problem, and people sue, and this is the other problem here is.
Yeah, it's called getting off your ass.
Yeah, but Here's the other problem, Justin. I'll tell you this too. We've been sued before, and I don't settle. If I'm at fault for something and someone is hurt, I'm going to pay for I should.
Yeah.
The problem is the negative intention of intentionally falling out of a chair and all these other things, right?
Yeah.
But people want something for nothing. But the problem is that ruins it for everybody else. But
Yeah.
I like your idea too, because I'm sitting here thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to have like a 50,000 square foot facility and be like, hey, it's a work at will. Work at will. If you'd like to show up, if you need a job for a day, show up and here's this activity to do.
Entertainment's the biggest thing that we do. Even people sitting on a couch watching something and
Well, your
even what we
data's
do
value.
for free on
Yeah.
internet all day long, well, that's advertising something for
It's
somebody
making a lot
for
of money
free.
for other people. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but
there
that's-
is, you can monetize people's social networking.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. A lot of people, just their data is valuable. They're not getting paid for it, and that's a problem.
Right.
They should receive some
Yeah.
some
Oh,
type
yeah.
of payment
Oh,
for
well,
their
the
data.
Chappelle, like his show, The Chappelle Show.
Oh, yeah, I
he
saw
just
that.
took it off of Netflix because Netflix is cool, but Viacom that owned it, they were just sort of putting it out
Comedy
there,
Central's still putting it out there, making money off of
rolling
it.
tons of money off of him, and he's not getting a penny of that.
Yeah,
So,
so
he
don't
told
watch
him to
the-
take it
the
down.
Chappelle
Yeah,
show.
he said, "Don't watch my show."
Yeah, but he'll probably win that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But with my concept though, even the litigious nature of society will go away because it won't be needed. It won't be necessary. It's the reason we're so litigious is because as soon as you start making money, there's people trying to take it from you because the pile's only so big, so everybody wants to get their hands in the pile.
Right.
But if the pile is exponentially large and there's enough for everyone, then it's
No need.
there's no need. You just work harder, you do more.
I'm interested in this. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, and then people that just want to just do the basic thing, they say you want to sit around and get high all the time, and
Yeah.
you only want to work 20 or 30 hours a week. That's still gonna be enough to pay your bills.
Well, then my question is,
Meet
what are
your
you
needs.
smoking over there? What brand? What kind of paper? Let's see a picture of it.
Yeah.
Let's generate some money on you doing
I
nothing.
don't think it's a smoking issue.
That's
I think
true. He could put out.
I'm
his
just-
is. I think he's doing heroin.
That's
but,
you know.
yeah.
that's severe. Like he's going down a path. That's what I'm saying. He's not sustainable.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
That's sad, man.
that's sad.
I had no idea.
yeah. But
I'll talk about it later.
yeah.
Um,
I could be wrong, but either way.
but anyway, that was a thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that goes into a much longer conversation. But
Yeah. No, I definitely think that it's a problem to solve, and I'm tired of I'm less sympathetic towards adults, very sympathetic towards children. I've said this before. I hate seeing a child suffer because a parent is a fucking idiot,
yeah,
and so I'd love to start solving it. I'd love to start solving. Like I'm down, right? I don't know that our government. The problem is, and this gets in this political back and forth, is that governments are wasteful. Right, and all those politicians are still getting paid. All those senators and congressmen are still getting paid. They're getting paid better than everybody else. They get health care better than everybody else, and they get all these things are very frustrating for me. And I don't think that they're the solution. I feel like we got to figure out a different way to go about it. And these things are solvable, and we should figure it out. And I mean, you can't get rid of evil, like evil people. I mean, bad things
No.
are going to happen, but I think we can get rid of a lot of this shit.
oh yeah, for sure. I know we can. I know we have the ability. I think we have the technological ability to do it now.
Yeah.
But we don't have the mentality to do it.
Right.
And even the guy you're talking about, he's making $70,000 a year right now, which is not. I mean, it's a good income, but it's not great. I mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, he still has bills and responsibilities. Probably works really hard to get that $70,000. But what if that $70,000 was $250,000?
Yeah.
Because the money's so much more valuable.
Well,
He may be more motivated then.
Yeah, well,
he may
maybe,
have more options to do.
Maybe
other
the
stuff.
reason he's reverting drugs, he's not happy. Maybe there's some reason at his core. that
Clearly,
he-
he's not happy.
Yeah, he needs to do something else.
He's depressed.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Maybe he could actually pursue what he would be happy with
Yeah.
and make a good living doing that.
Yeah. It's all great stuff to think about.
Yeah. And a lot of these physical jobs and stuff, too, are going to be gone in 10 or 20 years.
That's a good thing too.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I don't know if it's cocaine or
Well,
what
you
it was,
think about-
but
I think
they,
about, like,
they use that in the fields, like for labor and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
To
In
deal
Southeast
with
Asia.
to deal with the pain and
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
chew coca leaves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you start getting rid of some of that, and maybe some of these problems just
All
start
that's
to
going to
go
go
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and I look at.
I love it, and I'm going to say I'm saying on YouTube, but I think marijuana is an awesome thing, and I think the use of CBD and for medical things and all kinds of things is an awesome thing. I feel like there's an awakening going on with that too. And I
Yes,
think
yeah,
that
sure.
making that available and some of these people can solve some of these problems, they're getting relief through really, really, really harsh things.
Yeah.
When they could,
Opiates and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Destroying their lives.
And I feel like that's taking them down this other path, whereas some version of marijuana or cannabis or cannabinoids can help that.
I hate that marijuana is called a drug because it's not.
I agree.
I mean, it's a plant.
Yeah.
And, I think of, drugs is such a broad statement too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many
Demonizes
different
everything.
types
Sugar's a
of drugs.
drug, caffeine's
But
a
a
drug.
thing like marijuana makes people think.
Oh yeah.
A thing like an opioid makes people escape reality and become useless.
Yeah.
I think people doing things that make them think more is good.
Yeah.
Make them more self-aware, more introspective, and I think that increases empathy and kindness.
I figured out a solution, Jesse. You were talking about earlier, by the way.
Yeah.
Interrupt you. We need to turn. Everyone's full of shit, right?
That's right.
So we just need to monetize shit. We need to figure out a way to take people, human feces.
Dude, easy. Just have it built. You build it. People can do whatever. Just make the toilet so there's something way that it generates money.
Shit credits.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, the shit we'll use it to fertilize. There's got to be some magical. That's the secret. There's something. There's
there
something
is.
in human shit that's valuable mineral.
Yes, I
Maybe
got
they'll
it.
fix
Because
soil
one
problems.
day we're gonna have the what's the replicator? We're gonna be able to make. We're gonna be able to the transference of matter. We're gonna be able to take one compound of one thing and make it something totally different. You can turn a feather into steel or something like that. And in that case, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it's all, you become, it's sort of like, it's not quite the still suits of Dune. It's a little different, a little worse, but
That's hilarious. All good stuff to ponder and speculate on, but
Yeah. I think we will be able to manipulate matter, though, eventually.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
been fun. The Midas touch, eventually.
Yeah.